Hello viewers, Attorney Buado here. Welcome to the Criminal Law Jurist. Our topic is interesting. The Philippine ambassador maltreating her Filipino domestic helper abroad. This is episode 9 on Article 2, Enforcement of Philippine Penal Law. First question, who owns the land where the Philippine Embassy is located? Not the Philippines, but the host country. Our use of the embassy site is part of the committee between members of the international community of countries. Second question, who has jurisdiction over a crime committed in the embassy? It is generally the host country, but accepted international practice prevents the host from prosecuting the crime. If it is the ambassador and the diplomatic staff who committed a crime, like killing a citizen of the host country, they have immunity from suit. If it were a domestic or consul who killed its citizen inside the embassy, the host country can assert jurisdiction because the domestic or consul are not included in the diplomatic staff. Because crime is territorial in character, and the land where the embassy is located belongs to the host country. That is why the host country can assert jurisdiction. But this immunity from suit does not apply to foreign officials of international bodies like the Asian Development Bank, because they are not diplomatic agents of a foreign state. The ADB and similar entities are private entities, and therefore, if their staff commit a crime, they are liable under the generality characteristic of penal law, which states that all persons residing in the Philippines are subject to its penal law, whether citizens or aliens. So what about the case of the Philippine ambassador in Brazil who maltreated her Filipino domestic helper? Can Philippine courts try and decide the criminal aspect? It is doubtful, because the revised penal code is enforced only in the Philippines and in places where it has territorial jurisdiction. And physical injuries is not among the 5 exceptions listed in Article 2. The fourth of these 5 exceptions is that of a public official committing a crime in relation to his official function. The act of the ambassador maltreating her Filipina domestic helper is not connected with her official function. It is not part of her job description to maltreat her domestic helper. Her job description includes protection to Filipinos abroad, especially domestic helpers and other overseas Filipino workers, especially her own Filipino domestic helper. However, because the criminal acts did not happen in the Philippines, she may be able to escape criminal prosecution for physical injuries under Title 8 of the Revised Penal Code, not Title 1, which is included in the exception in Article 2. But there is the Kasambahay Law, Republic Act 10361, dated January 18, 2013, which imposes the penalties for maltreatment of house help, among others. The penalty of fine of not less than 10,000 pesos, but not more than 40,000 pesos, without prejudice to the filing of appropriate civil or criminal action by the aggrieved party. That is, if the crime was committed in the Philippines. In addition, he can be charged for physical injuries with actual and moral damages. However, the crime was committed abroad, and she can probably escape prosecution because the crime was not committed in Philippine territory, and criminal law is territorial in nature. Even if the place where it happened is the official residence of the ambassador, still, it is a foreign territory, not Philippine territory. But she cannot escape the civil and administrative aspect of her abusive conduct, which can fall within grave misconduct or conduct prejudicial to the best interests of the service under the Revised Administrative Code of 1987 or Republic Act 6713, the ethical standards for public officials, where the penalty in either law is removal from office with forfeiture of all retirement benefits and perpetual disqualification to hold office. So what did we learn so far? The Revised Penal Code and other penal laws are enforced in the Philippines only, per Article 2, and the territoriality characteristic of criminal law. Even if a crime is committed here, the offender may not be prosecuted because he is protected by laws and treaties of preferential application like state immunity from suit and equality of nations. 3. Some crimes committed abroad can be prosecuted here under the sub-paragraphs of Article 2 of the Revised Penal Code.